What's up guys, Visual here, but you can call me James, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my YouTube thumbnails. So guys, before we do get into the video, let me know in the comments down below whether you enjoy this sort of intro start with my face cam. I don't know, let me know, like I said, in the comments down below whether you do want to see this at the start of the video or not. I have a really nice camera and I don't really want it going to waste, so like I said, put that in the comments down below whether you do want to see my face cam at the start or not. Anyways guys, with all of that said, let's go over to my computer and let's start this tutorial. So guys, I am over onto my computer now. As you can see, I've just opened up a thumbnail template. This is what the thumbnail will look like after you have finished creating it. It's actually really simple, and also I'm going to do this video with as least cuts as possible. I don't know if I can do this, but hopefully I can. So the first step is to go to File, select New, and then make the width 1280 by 720. I haven't got it here, but I've just got a normal template, so make sure the width is 1280 by 720, and you want to bump up the resolution to around about 100 or 200 pixels, completely up to you. So once you have done that, you want to make sure you have a black background. If you don't, just double click on this, go to color overlay and select black. Like I said, just make sure that is a plain black color because you will need it to be black. So anyways, once you have done that, you then want to get the background for your thumbnail. So for this example, I'm actually using a Photoshop screenshot. If you see here, let me just close that. You can see it's a Photoshop screenshot. I'm going to use this just because it's a Photoshop tutorial, but if you're doing, say for example, a Rocket League game video, then you can get a Rocket League background. It's completely up to you, it works exactly the same. So I've just typed in onto Google Photoshop screenshot. I know I can get my own one, but it just saves time. So I'm going to right click this, go to copy image, go back into Photoshop, and then just click Ctrl V on your keyboard, and as you can see, it will paste that in at a really high quality. So once you have done that, you can either keep it how it looks already, or you can press Ctrl T. I just like to do this anyway, and then here at the top right you can see this little rotation arrow, and you just want to rotate this image just a little bit, not too much, just so you get that effect. And then also if your image is a bit small, you will get this black bar at the top. So all you have to do is just hold down Shift on your keyboard and enlarge this just so it covers up the full background there, and then once you have done that, you can press enter on your keyboard and you will get a slanted Photoshop screenshot like so. So guys, after you have done this, you want to head over to the description down below and you will see a thumbnail pack. So I'm going to give you guys time to go ahead and do this. Just pause the video, go click on the description down below, and then click on this link. Go ahead and download it. It will be a Dropbox link. It's a really small Dropbox file as well, and as you can see, you will get some layer styles in there and also 2 backgrounds, which I do use in my thumbnails. So yeah, it's a pretty small pack, but you definitely do need it if you want to follow this tutorial. So make sure you pause the video now and go ahead and download it. So guys, once you have that downloaded, you want to open it up, make sure you have closed this icon. You want to go into the backgrounds and you want to grab this first one here, which is this like sort of techie space stock. I really do like this, and yeah, just click, drag it and drop it in your thumbnail template, and as you can see, it should be the correct size. And I'm just going to move that so it is. Make sure there's nothing on the edge. Make sure, like I said, it does cover the full background, and as you can see, it is in black and white, which we do need it to be. We will be adding the colors later on. So now what you want to do is go over to where the opacity is and lower it down to 29%. It's already on 32, so I'm going to lower that down to even more, which is 29% over in the corner there. And it's as simple as that, guys. So I'm going to head over back to my thumbnail pack here, and this time grab the second image, and you want to drag and drop this over into the thumbnail template. Like I said, make sure it is covering the full template. It will be the correct size, and you want to select this to overlay instead, and as you can see, it will already have that color effect. We're not going to be working with this color, we will be changing this soon, so don't you worry. But anyways, that's how you get the first effect. So guys, now what you want to do is go over to the top, select image, go to adjustments and select black and white, and it will make the image black and white, which we do need. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is make a brand new layer. I'm going to grab the rectangle marquee tool here on the left hand side, and what we're going to do is make the colored background, which we do want. So I'm going to go ahead and select the whole background, right click it, go to fill. There's a lot of ways you can do this, and I'm just going to select background color and I'm going to press OK. So as you can see, I've just gone for a normal blue color. It's completely up to you what you go for. You can go ahead and paint it in with your brush tool, or you can do the method that I just did. It's as simple as that. And once you do have your color, you then want to go to the right hand side where all the blending options are, and you want to select overlay, and as you can see, it will add that color there. If I did have red, then it will change that to red, but of course I'm working with blue here, and as you can see, this already looks really nice and clean. So guys, now what you want to do is head over back to Google, and you want to type in this time Photoshop logo PNG, and as you can see, it's the first one here. Of course I'm working with a Photoshop tutorial, but if you were, say for example, doing a FIFA video, then you can get a FIFA logo, but of course, like I said, I'm getting a Photoshop logo for my Photoshop tutorial. So I'm going to right click this, go to copy image, go back into Photoshop and press Ctrl V on my keyboard. As you can see, it's a massive image, so I'm just going to zoom out here, press Ctrl T, and holding down shift, I'm just going to make this a whole lot smaller like so, and I'm going to put it in the corner. I think that looks good. Press enter, and as you can see, it will have the Photoshop logo there in the corner. You can make it any size you want. I'm going to keep it at this size there, and once you have put the logo in, you want to double click on it. That will open up the blending options page, and you just want to press drop shadow, copy down these settings. It's just a blend mode of multiply. Make sure your color is set to black and the opacity is on 75%, and you can mess around with the other settings, but as you can see, it just creates that nice drop shadow effect around your logo, whether you're using a Photoshop logo, a FIFA logo. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. So once you have done that, you then want to start adding the text. I'm just going to click anywhere on my screen and start adding this. So I'm going to call this how I make my thumbnails, just like the video that I'm doing right now, of course. And as you can see, if you do want this font, it's called Evo Gria. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below if you do want this font. A couple of fonts off my head that I remember that look good for thumbnails is Evo Gria, like the one I've got now, Gotham Bold, Nexa Bold. Just look on dafont.com and you will find a whole load there. But as you can see, this is the text, so I'm going to say how I make, and then we're going to press Ctrl J, which duplicates that top text, and we're going to move that down, and we're going to change this to say my thumbnails. And of course this is a longer word, so we're just going to go ahead and make this smaller like so, and we'll drag this up, make sure these are centered. Like I said, if you do want to make them bigger, press Ctrl T, hold down shift, and just enlarge them. One tip I would definitely recommend is that these are aligned. It just makes the thumbnail look a whole lot better. So now you've got both of them, you want to hold down Control on your top one and Control on your bottom one. If you're just using one word, then you don't need to do that. But once you have selected both of these, you want to press Ctrl T on your keyboard, and then go over to the right hand side or the left hand side, whatever, and you want to make sure you have that little rotate button, and you just want to rotate the text anywhere you want really. So I'm going to rotate it like that, and I'm also going to make it a bit larger just so you can see that really well. And as you can see, it looks really nice now. Of course, we do need a layer style, so that's what we will be adding now. So guys, I'm going to go back to my thumbnail pack here. I'm going to open up the layer styles group, and I'm going to grab, I believe, this layer style, so it's the bottom one. If you don't know how to save layer styles, it's really simple. Just double click it, go to new style, press OK, and that will appear on your styles page at the bottom. So I'm just going to press OK. We can exit out of this now, go back to my Photoshop document with the thumbnail, and then obviously apply these layer styles. So I'm going to double click on this first one here, go to styles, scroll all the way down to the bottom, select the style that we just saved, and do the exact same for the other one. And as you can see, this looks really nice. I overuse this layer style a lot, but in my opinion, it works really well for thumbnails. So guys, once you have done that, you can start working on your lighting. So I'm going to make a brand new layer here. I'm going to grab the brush tool, and I'm going to select a full black foreground color. So make sure this color over here, double click it, go to black, and make sure, like I said, that's on black. Go to your brush tool at the top and increase that brush size to around about, I'm going to say, let's just say 900. That's around about a good size, and make sure your hardness is on 0%, of course. And now what you want to do is just add your black brush to the sides of this thumbnail. Once doing this, you want to lower down the opacity of this to around about 15%, and as you can see, it just creates that nice black on the edges of the thumbnail. So I'm going to make a brand new layer once again. This time make the brush size around about 180, keep it on black, and then just make a thinner line around the thumbnail. Just make sure it doesn't stand out too much like the last one, and then you can lower this one down to around about 25%, I'd say. That looks good. So we've added the text, we got the background sorted, and we are currently working on the lighting. So as you can see, this works really well on the sides, but we need a light at the top to make sure there is a main focus point. So I'm going to make a brand new layer here, make sure the foreground color this time is selected as white, and we're going to increase this brush size to 900. I'm going to move my mouse over to the top here, just select that, and as you can see, it will create a nice lighting at the top. And once you have done that, you can lower down the opacity. I'm going to recommend around about 45%, looks good, and as you can see, it creates a nice lighting at the top. In my opinion, this thumbnail is already looking really nice and sexy, but we need to do a couple more things just to make this look even better. So I'm going to go over to the bottom here. As you can see, we're going to add a color correction. So I'm going to select this, go to brightness and contrast, and as you can see, it will open up this brightness and contrast window, and you want to decrease the contrast as much as you want. I'm going to put mine to around about 50. I think this looks really nice, but you can decrease it to whatever you want. In my opinion, 50 actually looks really nice. So, and after you've done this, you want to select this once again. This time go to vibrance, and you want to increase the vibrance to plus 60%. Mine's on plus 59, but yeah, around about plus 60%, and as you can see, it just makes everything look a little more blue, and it makes it blend in a whole lot more. So we've done the vibrance, we've done that brightness and contrast, and now one more thing I like to do before I start adding the final effects is just make a brand new layer, go to the brush tool, and make the brush size around about, I'm going to say 92, yeah, that looks good. So just around about 90, make sure your color is set to white, and you just want to select random points of the thumbnail, just like I'm doing now. Select on the text, the logo, the background, it really doesn't matter. Just do a couple of these white dots, and once you have done this, you want to go to the top where the blending options are and select overlay, and as you can see, this works really well. So I'm going to press Ctrl J on my keyboard, and this will duplicate that light, making everything else look a little brighter. So in my opinion, this thumbnail looks really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do my final effects on this. So I'm going to make sure these are all grouped together, all of the layers, and then just press Ctrl J. This will duplicate that group, and then press Ctrl E on my keyboard, and this will make it one single layer. So we can actually close this one down. So once you have that one single layer, just press Ctrl J on your keyboard. This will duplicate it. Now we can add the last two effects. So first of all, I'm going to select filter, go to other, and then select high pass, and as you can see, you want to make sure your radius is on 10 pixels. Press OK, and here on the right hand side, you want to change this from normal to overlay, and this makes everything stand out a whole lot more. So I'm going to actually lower this down just because it's a little bit too much for the thumbnail, so I'm going to lower it down to 50%. Once you've done this, you want to select Control on the top layer, Control on the bottom layer, and then press Control E, and then once you've done that, you want to press Control J one last time, go to filter, select blur, then Gaussian blur, make sure your blur is on 5 pixels, press OK, grab the eraser tool, and you want to erase out your text and also the logo. So now I can press Control on both of these and then press Control E, merge these, and then if you want to, you can go here, select where is it, hue and saturation, and you can actually change the color of this thumbnail to whatever you want. So I can make it a nice pink, can make it a nice red. It's completely up to you. I think pink looks really nice, but like I said, you can change the color once you have created it. But yeah, that's pretty much how I make my YouTube thumbnails. I think they look really nice and also really clean. Like I said, I will leave a link in the description down below to this thumbnail pack, also the font that I have used in this video. But if we can break 250 likes, if we can break that on this video, I will leave a link to this template in the description down below for completely free. Also guys, we are really close to 10,000 subscribers, so massive thank you for letting me almost hit that milestone. If you can just share this video with just say one of your friends, I would greatly appreciate that, just because I want to try and get that milestone before Christmas. Hopefully we can reach it, but like I said, I really do appreciate it. Also guys, this is a really long video, so if you didn't make it this far into the video, comment down below #Stormtrooper, and then I will know you made it this far. Anyways guys, like I said, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. I would really appreciate that. This has been Visual or James, and I'm out. Peace.